Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, I've done a couple of videos I was excited about. One was in the 8 plus mode on the Canon in C-Log 3, and it was in the BT709. So, thank you for watching that video. And then I decided to come back later that night because that was done at 4 in the morning, that first video, around 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And then I was doing the in my settings. So that's with the C-Log 3 off. And anyhow, as I was watching the video while it was uploading, I had it on my 55-inch Q OLED TV, the Samsung B95, I believe. And I started seeing some noise, or what they call not tracing, all right, but around the lights, you would see kind of like a whole bunch of fireflies. That's the only way I can describe it. Just gathering around, and then this black haze. It was like an invasion of insects. All right, and then it go to the light, and then it dissipate. As I got closer to the light, they kind of backed off, and then as it got darker, it came back in. So I says, "Oh my goodness, is my TV going to be blown out?" Then I realized that it was on my settings, that the video I was watching. So it's three parts that I'm going to talk about today. One is not to trust your LCD screen. Two is my settings better than, let's say, the manufacturer settings. There's an argument about where you put everything in manual and then you have it to your settings, your likings, and then people will comment, it's not bright enough, it's not dark enough, where's your bokeh, why is your depth of field so far, all this stuff. And it's totally different from different people's perspectives. So I want to talk about that. I've also was curious that it was happening on this TV because I was worried that, this is not a too old TV, and is it going to die on me? So, and I'm trying not to tap the table. I have a habit of making a point and then I hit the table and then you go, dut, dut. So the other thing is using the Streamer X. Video quality looks good. Gives you a different perspective of my office. You can see everything. I got mainly all Nikon cameras on this Studio 32. So there's Wanda in the puppy cam. And she's kind of down because she's all by herself. I mean, there's Dusty, but anyway. So let's get into the meat of this, okay? I'm going to go to different files, and I'm going to share them and set it up for you and explain what's going on. And I'm going to do the whole video tonight. Only did about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Okay, so what you're seeing is a video from the ZV-1 Mark II. I have it positioned on the TV at the time, and it's filming, and I'm using QuickTime, and you'll see me messing with the tripod. So I'm moving it out, trying to straighten it. Then I realized that the tripod was crooked. That's why everything was crooked. So I'm moving it around. And now I'm going to figure out, hey, wait a minute, it's crooked. So I'll straighten it. There we go. Straighten it up. Now I got to move the camera back into position. And you can hear a little of the noise from the camera. So let me make sure that's mute all the way. All right. So finally got that straightened up. I'm showing at McDonald's. You'll see the desktop in the back, and I got QuickTime Player playing. Okay. And on the left is the original video file that I recorded. And on the right is the file that Ecamm Live processed. Okay. And actually, you can't tell the difference. It's just a little bit clearer on the one on the left. Okay. But basically, it's the same. And what's amazing about this program is, the Ecamm Live Pro, it takes out all the excess space of your file. And I did do the IPB Lite, but I started to leave it on IBP because it does look sharper than when I go through Ecamm Live and do the IBP Lite. I did experiments, and then I realized, hey, it's good enough. So in this first part, I'm trying to show you on this TV what I am doing, trying to replicate what I was seeing. And I turn off the TV. I did some things. I turn off the intelligent optimizer on the TV, and it kind of went away. So it kind of scared me. I says, well, maybe it was the TV, or was it the settings? And then I decided to come up with this where, okay, let's look at the original file, and let's look at the one that, it's being processed through Ecamm Live on the right. And that's on the lower half of the screen that you're watching, okay? And this is on the 55-inch TV, QOLED TV. So I can skip through the film just to show you different parts. So I'm still at McDonald's. And I'm also showing you the differences so you can see the people going. But you notice that on the left, as the person's walk, they're in sync. Both videos, the voice, everything is in sync. But look at the picture. The one on the left is the original one, and it seems more straighter. But one on the right seems a little bit more crooked and to the right. Looking at the building. So I was looking at that, and they're both the same picture size. And they're on the edge of the screen, because that's where you can see it on the ZV-1 Mark II. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it's the camera lens, right? But anyway, just going through this, I'll just skip through the pictures. And this is what I was going to tell you about. So I'm driving along, and I'm seeing these artifacts and stuff, okay? So at the end of the video, it says, you know what? It's got to be the TV, all right? And go here. So you see, the picture quality is good, but it's not as good as you record the original one. I was just using the ZV-1 Mark II to show an example of what am I looking at, okay? So neat process after all this is, and I'm going to show you this right now. So what I'm showing you is through the iPhone. Okay, I'm looking at back of the LCD screen. This is the other thing I want to talk about. You don't trust the LCD screen. So you're seeing the ZV-1 recording off of the TV through the QuickTime player, all right? But look at the LCD screen. You see a difference? You see more flaring, more light. That does not look exactly what you're seeing there. So on the LCD screen, it looks totally different. So as I'm going back and forth, I am trying to compare, trying to prove a point that the LCD screen you shouldn't trust. So that brought up my second point. Was what scared me at first was the artifacts showing up. It was kind of like the image tracing that you don't like watching on OLEDs. And it's called trailers, all right? So if you move the mouse, you can see it kind of lagging behind as you're moving it. Well, the same thing with this process. And then it led me to what I've always been complaining about is the back rear LCD screen, especially on Sony, where what I'm seeing is not what I'm viewing on the TV. That's why I'm going back and forth. Now I'm going to do another video with this iPhone in a different perspective. Okay, so this is the first original one. And I had a little difficulty. I forgot that you can do touch tracking, right? So using the iPhone, I'm trying to copy or look at the LCD screen. So I'm setting it up, right? The second or the video previously, I got it fixed. So I see it's over with and I'm just setting it up. Now let's, I wanted to get a better picture to explain what was going on instead of through the iPhone. So this is what I chose. Remember that. It beats walking. Okay. And so I'm showing on the camera, ZV-1 Mark II, that look at the light. It looks blown out, you know, with the lights. And then if you look at the video, it doesn't look blown out, okay? That's the one that the ZV-1 Mark II is recording. So I show the LCD screen again. And I'll remember to use my finger. Why is it not focusing? Why is it not focusing? Well, touch it, Randy. See, it takes me a while to figure it out. Oh, okay. I have to do this. It's only a minute clip. And I turn the sound off so you won't get confused with the video or the sound recording on the video I was doing. And I'm like, all right, come on, fix it. There we go. Finally figured it out. So see how it's blown out a little bit? Now look at that. Come on, hit it. There we go. So it's totally different. Okay, so the LCD screen interprets it a little bit differently with the light, and you figure, why is my picture quality off? That is why. You don't trust the LCD screen. So if I go back here to little Wanda taking a nap, isn't she adorable? Let's just center her a little bit. This is Z50 with the 20 millimeter f1.8 Nikkor S-line. Isn't it sharp? An APS-C camera doing that. So this will lead into another one that I want to touch on. And it's a sad one, okay? So let me move this back over here. Okay. So the sad one is I had to put my buddy, who I've had for 15 years, down. He had a collapsed trachea, and 2 nights previous, he wasn't getting much sleep. He was crashing during the day, but every time he got up to either eat or drink water or go out and pee or something like that, he was just coughing. He would take a few steps and then he would stop. So I just want to do a little memorial for Buddy. And let me show you some pics and video real quick. You're so cute, Buddy. You're doing real good. Are you thirsty? Hi. So here's the last few pictures I have of Buddy. I've done many videos with him. I watched him when he was born, and I held him when he passed away. It was a sad thing. I'm going to miss him. And if there is an angel on earth for humans to see, I believe it is dogs, because they're always loyal, they're protection, or they'll protect you, and they're loving. So that is my adorable angel that's now in heaven, and I'm going to miss you, Buddy. And here's another picture of him. He was always camera shy. He did not like looking at the camera, and I had to take pictures when he wasn't expecting. And his eyesight was going, his hearing was going, but every time he moved, it was just getting worse and worse. So instead of his organs and stuff shutting down, I decided that's it. So go here, and I'll go back here to Wanda. So she misses him. Dusty misses him. That's the cat. Funny story about that is Dusty was raised by Buddy and his mom, and she died from a rattlesnake bite. He was attacked by a coyote, but he survived. And anyway, they had exterminators doing their thing on a house that they were selling. And all these mice or rats were climbing on my back fence, getting away from the place. And the cat jumped on the fence and was knocking them down, and the 2 Yorkies were just pouncing on them. Yeah, let's go to another one. So the 2 Yorkies were pouncing on him, and it was quite a sight. So I've seen the mama eat a whole bird, and it was still alive when she ate it. And that's what the Yorkies are made for. They were the poor man's dog for the farmer, where you don't cut off the tail, okay? You leave the tail on. You put him down a rabbit's hole, and then the farmer will go to the other rabbit hole, and that Yorkie will flush out that rabbit, and then the farmer can catch it. Well, if the Yorkie got stuck, you just grab him by the tail, and then you pull him back out. But they're the poor man's dog. The rich man's dog were the big ones that could take down deers and protect you also. But they were the hunting dogs. But for the poor man, Yorkie was the one. But a lot of small dogs have problems too. Health issues. They do live longer than the bigger dogs. But I've learned that collapsed trachea is a trait for Yorkies. And I just hope my little Chihuahua doesn't get it. And she's a rescue dog. I need to take this out of the cycling. But, and you know, I might do that. Just do this. And then do that. Okay, it's gone. So I just want to make a shout out to my buddy. And thank you for watching. I would like to see in the comments on the video where, do you trust a rear LCD screen? I've been suggesting quite a bit that you just make sure the picture's in the frame, but don't trust the LCD. So what I've noticed is that it looks a lot brighter on the LCD and stuff, a lot more contrast, a lot more flaring. But then when you look at the video, it's totally different. And maybe 2 stops down from what you're actually viewing. And of course, in the daylight, you can't see the LCD screen also. That's why I like the viewfinder or rangefinder, okay? You need that on a daylight. Nikon is pretty good with the LCD screens, but sometimes it's too bright. That's where it comes in. And for the Z30 or the ZFC or any type that doesn't have those extra features, I would keep them in the studio. And the only one that you don't have a rangefinder that you would take with you is your cell phone. That's good enough. And of course, you may say, well, Randy, you got the ZV-1 Mark II. It doesn't. Yeah, but that's small, portable. It has a pretty good range from 18 to 50, which is nice. It's great in the dark. And no record time limits. And it doesn't overheat. So anyway, that's my input. Thank you for watching. If you like this type of content, please give me a like, subscribe. And like I said, any comments, put it down below. Thank you for watching. And remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and until next time, I'll see you then. Goodbye.